Everyone, Maria is back from the Madison Area Public Library, and we have another episode in our Open Book Librarian segment. This time I have Kalea once again helping me interview one of our colleagues, and this
Hey.
time we have Miss Susan. Hey.
Woohoo!
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, Kalea, you can go ahead and take it away.
All right. Hey, Miss Susan.
Hello.
So you also work in youth services along with me. So what is your job title?
So I am the school liaison for the Madison Public Library. Basically, my job is that I partner with the 3 school districts. We service District 162, 159, and 227. So I provide books that the teachers or the school librarians may need. I do story time for preschoolers and kindergarten classes. I do STEM programming. Just about anything that the teachers or school librarians that they need, they contact me and I try to get it for them.
Okay, so does that mean that you also do program activities at the school? So how does that work?
So, excuse me, 6 years ago, actually, we started a program called STEM on the Go. It's for kindergarten through 5th graders. Basically, we partner with the school librarian and they give us a schedule to be able to go into the classroom. We do a 40-minute hands-on activity, whether it's robotics or building bridges or experimenting with weights and measurements and things like that. So we bring it in and we go from class to class to class, letting the kids try out new materials. And if it's a material that's something that we bought, like we bought a bunch of robots last year, we try to make them check-outable. So if the kids had a really good time, they can come to the Madison Public Library and check them out. That's probably one of our biggest programs that we do with the schools. We do smaller ones like the story time, or we partner with the public libraries for family reading nights and do puppet shows and things like that. But our STEM on the Go program is the one that everybody contacts us about and gets excited about.
All right. So since you do school programs, I also found out that you are known as the Puppet Lady. Why is that?
How is that? So yeah, I've been working for the Madison Public Library going on for 10 years. I was hired initially to be the storytime lady, where I did storytime for 3 to 5 year olds, and I took a workshop on how to use puppets during storytime, and that's all she wrote. I build my own puppets, I perform with puppets, I use puppets during my story time, and at the library, I even have a program called the Junior Puppeteers, where I've partnered with Dave Herzog, who's been a professional puppeteer for over 47 years. He and I work together and we teach upper elementary to junior high students how to build and perform with puppets. Our junior puppeteers actually go into this, go into the schools, and they also do performances too. So yeah.
So what inspired you to go into like puppet building or go into the puppet world?
You know, you talk to a lot of puppeteers and you ask them where did they get their first spark of puppetry, and many of them will say, well, when I was a kid I had a puppet, but for me, I mean, it really wasn't like that. Basically, when I learned that puppetry could be used as a tool to be able to help teach little kids how to read or to get them excited about reading, then that got me excited. And then I started, just like every other librarian, when you get excited about something, what do? You research. I read every single book about Jim Henson. I read everything about the Puppeteers of America organization. I went to conferences, and by doing all that, the love of puppetry just grew. And I met some wonderful people, and I have 2 phenomenal mentors who have helped to teach me how to build various puppets, from marionettes to glove puppets to moving mouth puppets and things like that, so that I'm able to take that information and break it down into bite-sized words so I can teach my kids how to do the same thing too. So yeah.
That's amazing. So How long have you been making puppets?
Going on about 7 years, I've been building puppets. So yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. I've created 2 shows. I've created 2 big shows and 2 what I call mini shows that I do for my story times, where I have a puppet stages and then the homemade puppets and things like that for it. Myself and my coworker, Mr. Joseph, did story time in the park for 4 years, and he was an extra pair of hands, and we both did puppet shows together in the park for 4 years, and our largest crowd was 100 kids and adults in attendance one summer. So that was really neat.
So, out of all the shows you've done, what is your most memorable show?
My most memorable show is the one that I do most often or get asked to do. It's from the classic Sesame Street story called The Monster at the End of This Book. It's written by John Stone. The story actually has Grover on the cover, and he's afraid because there's a monster at the end of this book, and he doesn't want you to turn the page. And he does everything in his power to be able to prevent you from turning the page. So Mr. Joseph and I, what we did was we took that story and we made it interactive. We created a book about, how big was it? 3 feet tall, that had moving parts to it, so the little preschoolers could come up and actually put wood planks against the book so that it couldn't be opened, and strings and fake bricks, so we kind of reenacted the story with the kids' help. We had our puppet Chester, who was the one who was afraid to turn the pages. So that one we've actually gotten asked about to do again. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So have you learned any skills since we've been under quarantine? Because I know puppets is your thing, but have you learned any other skills other than making puppets?
My job has changed a lot. I was doing story time before. I was going to the preschools and doing story time. Now I had to do story time online, which is very different, because instead of talking in front of 40 preschoolers, I'm talking in front of a camera like I am now. So that was challenging to get used to, not to mention trying to find the right position to put the puppets so that they were in the shot. I can really appreciate how Jim Henson had figured out that square and how to make sure that the puppets were inside that square, which is like the square of your TV or your tablet. So I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn video editing software. How do you add sound? How do you add this, that, and the other thing? So I've had to learn really quickly how to create that fun story time with puppets on the fly online, and it's been a challenge, but I did it.
Yeah, because you're always multi-talented.
I try.
So, speaking of quarantine, how have you been spending your quarantine?
How have I been spending my quarantine?
Yeah, since the library is not open.
Eating too many chocolate chip cookies. No. Actually, what I did, something you guys might not know about Miss Susan, is Miss Susan, I used to do triathlons, which is basically you are swimming and then you're biking and then you're running. So I used to do that. So now that we're not able to do races of any kind because of social distancing, I've started doing virtual races. So I've joined a community and signed up, and I've been doing some virtual, running on my treadmill or running around the neighborhood, but I still get the medals, the finisher medals and things like that. So that's been fun and something different that I've had to change up and start doing. So yeah.
Hey. All right. So do you have any plans for summer reading, since summer is coming? The library, we are still doing our summer reading program. So what are your plans for that?
You mean what programs am I doing for summer reading?
Yes.
Okay. So the only program, the story times, we're going to take a break from those. We'll come back in the fall for that. But this summer, basically, I'm going to teach the kids how to build their own puppets. There are going to be 3 different puppets that we'll be building. And the great thing about it is you can come to the Madison Public Library, follow our Facebook page, come to the library on certain dates to pick up your kit, and you'll get a blank puppet with accessories and glue and things like that. And then you'll get a chance to meet with me, and I'll show you how to put it together and how to make it talk and how to make it walk. So that'll be fun.
All right, so we're coming up on our last question. So do you have anything else you want to let your viewers know? Like anything interesting, anything you've been doing?
No, you know what? That's about it. Now that the sun is shining and it's warm here, it's a great opportunity for all of us to get outside, which I'm excited to do. You know, we're working really hard to try to get back into the library and get everything ready so that when our patrons are able to come in, they'll be able to. But I miss my little ones. I miss my babies. You know, I hope we'll be able to get together for Storytime again in the fall. But if not, just keep watching Miss Susan when Storytime starts up again, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Yep, I miss my kids too. Can't wait to start doing summer programming.
All right, I have one question. What is your favorite Jim Henson puppet, Susan?
My favorite Jim Henson puppet?
Yeah.
God, they're all just really awesome, and I don't know. Probably Ralph the dog.
That's mine. That's actually mine.
Piano, I play piano, and he's got those, snarky little moments.
He's so cute. Yeah, and Fozzie the bear. I think probably that's my other one. Yeah, Waka Waka. That's my husband's favorite. But yeah, I just wanted to know because I just love they're so good. You're so talented. Thank you guys so much. Youth Services has been a great deal of inspiration during this time, a lot of great content. So I'm just gonna go back on me really quick. Please check out everything that they've been doing. All of our videos are on the Youth Services page, so you can actually go back and view Miss Susan's story times, Kalea's art programs, and things like that. They're still up there. You guys can go ahead and view them. But please keep your eyes peeled for having more summer reading details that will be coming up soon. And yeah, don't miss out on the great stuff. So please follow the Youth Services page and the Madison Area Public Library regular page. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out and doing this. All right, bye.
Bye.